From what I recall, finishing the Harvey Quinn styrofoam drawing for my dad was technically one of the first things I did. Today, as I did so at 12:06 a.m. Oddly enough, I don't think my dad has seen the Harvey Quinn styrofoam drawing yet. I'm currently divided on whether to draw a standard bunny drawing for Dad's parents or to draw the Energizer bunny for Dad's parents. There's a possibility I may decide to do both. The main drawback in regards to the Energizer, doing the Energizer bunny, is that he has that big drum. And as you may have seen, the styrofoam blocks I currently have are rather narrow, so I may not be able to accommodate drawing that big Energizer drum on it. Dad also has a request for me to draw a Lady Mechanica. Who has quite a bit of detail. That would take a lot of time and care. In order to convey. I may or may not want to do something easier first. This is supposed to be Grandma Dearest hot sauce. Dad described it as not that hot and as too tomatoey. And I must say those descriptions are pretty accurate. Still, it's a pretty good sauce. But for me, it's not spicy at all. It tastes like something derived from tomato sauce. I'm currently in the process of upgrading my training grounds since I, at the time, just barely had the population to do it. And it was a relatively easy way, for me to gain ranking points. And that's also why I invested a ton of my ancient knowledge packs so that I could upgrade this Golden Abyss Ancient Wonder, since it was a way for me to gain population without upgrading any of my residencies, or spending up this last remaining sliver I have that I'm supposed to save for the dwarves' guest race. I spent quite a bit of time today beating province encounters so that I could try and get closer to the next province expansion. Which I think are free. Once you get the required number of provinces. I'm currently a bit short on these archers. Still, I find the Banshees to be better than the Sorceresses because the Banshee, you can overcome even units you're weak against by attacking that squad a second time during the same of your turns. This Arizona beverage in particular is from when I think my dad microwaved a bit of leftover pasta once he got home around 6 or so. At the time, there was just a bit of it left. I spent most of today in the spare room. I had cereal around noon, though I accidentally put in too much milk and ended up spilling some. On 3 different occasions. One while walking from the kitchen to the spare room, and the other 2 while bending down to put the bowl of cereal down on the floor. And then I put the bowl on top of a shoebox so I wouldn't have to lean over as much while sitting to eat the cereal. I woke up to find that I had lost my glasses, possibly because I accidentally slept with them on. And after a relatively brief search, thankfully, I was able to find my glasses again. And I then had a bowl of ramen in a plastic container that I decided not to microwave. I think I had it around 10-ish in the morning. I did some work on the 99th Dan Hamming today. Hey, Dad.
Yes.
There's a surprise for you near the lamp.
Yes. Oh, awesome. Oh, I love the eyes. Purple. That makes her like mischief. And the lipstick.
As a Joker's sidekick, pretty much, you think mischief is the whole name of the game, isn't it?
Right. I like that, Tyler. I like the way you did like the hat, like you did it in that is so awesome. Nice.
Thanks. Do you think a block of that shape is suitable for Lady Mechanica?
I don't know. Maybe you don't have any of the other ones, right? I'll probably have to order them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
For now, I think I might do a bunny for your parents.
Okay.
Later.
Grandparents? Okay. Sounds good. How's the cannoli?
Delicious. I'm glad you liked Harvey Quinn.
I like it. I love it.
How was work today?
I got an hour of overtime. Wasn't bad. I had red plums and decent meal.
Oh, red plums. You mean those advertisements?
Yes.
Like those big coupon books?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
I'm familiar with those then. I'm on the verge of establishing a 6-part so that I can recreate what I originally did for the Dan Hamming accidentally shoots someone episode, of which I currently don't know its number in the chronological order. It's definitely in the 90s, though. So it's a pretty recent episode. And I recall making it back in January of 2019. There's this sort of sound effect that I used during that scene. That is supposed to simulate shock or shell shock. Oddly enough, I couldn't find that sound effect when I made a copy of the scene that featured the immediate aftermath of that person's point of view after being accidentally shot by Dan Hamming with a handgun. I recall reading from somewhere that handguns are the most common type of firearm used in crimes involving firearms. Something that could be explained by how relatively easy it is to obtain and conceal a handgun over shotguns and rifles. I actually have this to try and keep track of the names of the different parts of the 99th Dan Hamming. Technically, I had already established a part 4, but that's now going to be a part 5 or 6 video. What I do know for sure is that I am making a definite part 6 video. I recall that the ramen my dad made was of the beef flavor, or really beef broth variety. The technical name for it is beef flavor, but in reality it's just noodles with beef broth. It's still pretty good, although I should probably watch my sodium intake because my blood pressure was borderline at my last blood donation, and I'm afraid that I'll get deferred if my blood pressure is too high. I hadn't really thought about it all day, pretty much, but the thought just came to me just now. Also, pretty much the second thing I did was fall asleep. I think I fell asleep within half an hour after finishing that Harvey Quinn styrofoam drawing. I had this dream where the words black and the beige were being repeatedly sung and various black and beige characters appeared in a city setting based off of the best of what I can remember. It's been several hours, about half a day since I had this dream, roughly speaking, so excuse me. In the immediate aftermath of upon me waking up, I repeated the audio I had heard in my mind during the dream, and I repeated it in an effort so I could remember that dream, although right now I currently can't remember the exact audio that was sung to me during the dream. I'm currently making an effort to try and catch up with my YouTube video uploads. I'm pretty close to completing the first research of the dwarf chapter, which would officially take me over to the dwarves chapter. I recall having I have this 15-minute time skip. And with, I used time skips today so that I could complete crafting 10 knowledge points early, so that I could start crafting this item in time. And that was the sole purpose of me getting exactly enough. What are those called? Vision vapor? I'm not entirely sure on the name of that particular item, but there's a potentially high reward. It has a 1 in 5 chance of occurring, but if I get those 500 diamonds, I would be able to afford a premium expansion, which I could use to either accommodate the dwarves more, or I could use it to build more residencies in order to increase my population, so that I could then afford to upgrade my main hall like this. Also, I recently unlocked 2 new ancient wonders, but as of right now, I haven't had any luck in getting any rune shards for either of them. Although, technically speaking, even though I find these particular ancient wonders to be some of the least useful to me, I still want to build them at some point because I'm hoping to be able to build every single ancient wonder in this city at some point. Which I think is possible, although having to balance that with upgrading the manufactories and the main hall, trying to ensure that I'm keeping up. I'm producing supplies at a fast enough rate to keep up with my expenditures of supplies. Especially since this upgrade to the training grounds will make it so that I'm able to train cyberistas and banshees at a faster rate. At some point today, I actually hit the limit to my coin storage, and I had to spend coins for planks and marble from the wholesaler. So I was no longer at my coin storage limit, so that I could accept my levies from the residents or the elves that currently live in my city. I'm pretty sure what made me choose the elves over the humans in this game was the fact that I like the more nature-oriented sense of the elves. And maybe there's no spice because of how long that sauce was kept in a jar. A jar, I think, was either meant for pickles or for salsa. Either way, that sauce was and is currently still kept in a jar. Woohoo! I'm very happy because I got a bunch of diamonds. And that's something that happens. It's pretty rare for you to get diamonds in this game, although it would be wise if I were to wait until there's a sale on premium expansions. in this game, since I recall that happening before in the past. I went on a dream interpreter website off of my phone, and apparently beige represents the basics. Well, for the color black, it's a lot more complicated. I don't remember everything the website told me when I went on their sections regarding colors. They said a lot regarding the color black, including in regards to black being paired with white, though that wasn't applicable to me because, in my case, black was paired with beige.